The hardest part about moving your redraft league to Dynasty is the fact that so many people are comfortable with redraft. They've been playing it forever. If you're like me, I started in the year 2000, and redraft was fun. It was exciting. It was before the iPhone in 2008, so it had that going for you as far as the technological side of things, where it was, a draft board in the background like they have. This TV show, I think, captures a scene right here where you get guys that are excited for redraft because it's so easy. You don't have to do a lot of work. You can wait until well after July, even August, to even start waking up in the year to do your research. And in that form, it's for the average guy. Redraft is for work buddies, it's for JV leagues, and it's for people who just want to have an easy way to do fantasy. And I'm not knocking redraft. I think it's fun. I even play in one. But I think over the years what happens is you want to go to the next level. Deep down, you do. There's a lot of guys who do. So how do you do that? That's what this video is about. Well, step one, you're going to need a pusher. You can't do this all by yourself. If you're the commissioner and you're watching this, as you should, because you're trying to get your redraft league out and get a dynasty league started, find one guy. That's your task. Step one, keep it simple. Find one guy. This should be your rock. This is your right-hand man, the guy in your league you trust the most, and the guy that's going to go with you no matter what. Step two, you're going to need a puller. He's similar to the rock, but he's a guy that he's a yes man. He's going to go with the flow. He's going to do whatever you say because you're the commish. Perhaps he's a really good friend of yours too. That always helps. By the time you have yourself and these two other people, now you have a triangle, which is the strongest shape in nature, by the way. The three of you are going to move this league from redraft to dynasty, and I'll show you how. I think what you have to think about first is making an exciting live draft. I've talked about this in my book, how to keep owners from not showing up, how to getting them back in the game every year, Win or lose, you want them to show up. Make the draft exciting. Get a cool draft board. If you've never done a live draft, you better start because you're going to have to make it enticing for people to play Dynasty. Otherwise, why? I'll just play my lazy redraft and I'll wake up August 1st and figure it out. No, if you're going to go Dynasty, you got to get things done earlier in the year. So I'm hoping that you're going to get a pusher, a puller. You're going to have your triangle, if you will, let's say after Super Bowl or by March. Okay, if you're watching this video now in May, you still have time. You don't have a lot of time, but you need to start organizing this because you got to get people on board. You make the trophies exciting. Update your trophy. What are you using? Are you using some sort of German Stein? Are you using a porcelain bronze type of soccer trophy? Update that thing, man. Get something cool. In this photo, we actually use a growler for the most points scored. He brings it every year and he fills it up with beer, the guy who wins. We have a yellow jacket for the Hall of Fame if you're in my league. I make it exciting. You have to, otherwise no one's going to do this move over, okay? And again, the board is cool and I make a really exciting barbecue day in my backyard. So that brings me to the next kind of example of how long have you been playing redraft? You have to examine that. For me, we just played way too long. From the year 2002 or 3 to 2000 and let's say 15, that's too darn long, okay? Redraft gets boring because, if you look back to the guys who started fantasy football back in 1963, here's the Goppel League, right? I mean, just think about what they were going through. They did this in a donut shop on a Monday morning, right? And they did it by hand. And then all of a sudden, just think of over the years how it's evolved, right? At some point, they got bored with it too. And that's because that's just how we are. Human beings want the next level. After a while, you get tired of the Starbucks coffee, and now you want the European coffee that you can't get anywhere else. Or, you've been playing Monopoly for so long. Everybody knows each other too well. Everybody wants to get the same colors. The Monopoly board shows people that will, at the draft, be so obvious to their pick. Why even play Monopoly? I already know this guy's going to take a quarterback. I already know this guy likes running backs. He likes Boardwalk and Park Place. That's just who he is. After a while, that gets tiring in redraft. You want something different. The other aspect I think that you're going to have to sell your folks in, I'm not saying this is easy. This is a hard deal. But you're going to have to tell people, have you guys noticed in redraft there's a lot more luck? Well, there is. There's a lot of owners that escape death right before the playoffs. There's a guy who didn't even start his lineup that wins the league, right? Left people on bye, hasn't made a trade, doesn't do anything. Okay, so one of the reasons why Dynasty works is if you're going to put your selling shoes on, I get this question all the time. How do you make it different? How do you make it salient? The answer is all the incoming talent for the NFL teams, you need trades. So why not develop a taxi squad, something different, okay? This reduces the free agent luck that we just talked about, okay? Because somebody picks up a player off waivers, now they win the league. And how many times have you seen that in your redraft league? But we moved to Dynasty, now we have a taxi squad, okay, of rookies you can store for up to 2 years in my league. They can marinate there. It's not an actual roster, it's a sub-roster. And now your drafts are all rookies. Let's go back. Right here. All those red stickers are rookies right there. So now, after you go through and put them on your taxi squad, something different, right? It reduces the luck factor. That's what we're trying to do. It has to do with research. You want people to have a reason to draft folks, not some lucky owner that escapes death. Love the picture, by the way, because I surf. Well, I'm happy that you've made it this far in the video. I'm happy you've watched some of my other videos, but you're putting on your selling shoes. You have your triangle. You have your right-hand man. You have your pusher and puller. All right, what do? After, I'd say, the NFL Super Bowl, let a little bit of time go by, but before March 1st, you're going to sound the alarm. Paul Revere, his famous midnight ride, he had a message. The Redcoats are coming. The Redcoats are coming. People listened to him. But in history, there was another guy out there. I can't remember his name right now, but let's say his name was Bob Johnson. Bob went the other way. He went to the east side of town. And he said the same message. The Redcoats are coming. Get prepared. Get your arms. No one listened to that guy. They all listened to Paul Revere. I don't have the answer on if they're going to listen to you or not. Maybe you're not that guy that's going to get the message out. But either way, if you're the Bob Johnson or you're the Paul Revere, you got to try and see what happens. Some guys are more easily convinced. Some people listen to leadership differently. I don't know. Nobody knows the answer as to why people listen to Paul Revere, not the other guy that the history books don't even talk about. But if you're going to sound the alarm, you got to do it in a way where you get it out there. You're going to talk to your league, and the way you do that is ATM. Okay, you talk to the police, you talk to the FBI. They use ATM. They're going to ask you to move out of the vehicle. They're going to tell you to get out of the vehicle. And I think you know what the M stands for. Let's go back to the ask. So what you do is you're going to have to take a vote. And chances are in redraft, your website perhaps doesn't have a poll. Maybe it does have a poll if you're playing CBS or some paid subscription type of leagues. But I'd say the best way to do it is to start with an email or a text around March. Let people know, hey, we're taking a consensus. This league is moving to Dynasty. You're not really gonna tell them now. You're going to ask them, but you're also going to be firm, okay? And you're going to get a consensus. All right, let's see how many people respond to this. You're going to tell folks, and this is the response you're going to get right here. This is a perfect picture. You're going to get the easygoing guy on the left that's like, yeah, we're in. I don't really care. I have no idea what Dynasty is. And the rest of the guys are going to be like, no. You're not telling us what to do. We've been in this league forever. You do all the work as the commissioner. We just show up and draft. You're going to get guys that question everything. You're going to be Jack Nicholson on the stand right here. You're going to be up against Tom Cruise with a bunch of questions. People are, what are you doing? You're not changing this league. What do you mean? What is this Dynasty? We're not doing that. Because it's comfortable. People don't want to get out of their comfortable spot, okay? So be prepared for some questions. Well, that's why you're going to have a plan. Okay, you're going to have it all laid out because I'm going to help you. When you have your plan and you're a lawyer and a prepared lawyer, you usually win because people can see all the facts laid out, okay? The last step is when you make them go, we think of Indiana Jones, The Leap of Faith. Remember that scene right here where he looks down over the cliff? One of my favorite movies. The Leap of Faith is, I am making you go to Dynasty and you're going to take a leap of faith. And lo and behold, you do. And at that point, you're going to lose some guys. You're going to lose some friends. People are going to leave you. And maybe it's just you and those two other guys, the pusher and the puller. But you need guys to take a leap of faith. And you're going to ask a bold request. Simply like that. Hey, I've known you for 10 years, buddy. Come with me. Let's take the leap of faith. Try it. Let's give it a go. This is going to be awesome. We've been playing for 10 years. Why not play for another 10? But we're going to switch it up a little bit. Just take the leap of faith. Let's go to Dynasty. You're going to have so much fun. The problem with it is I know how much fun it is, but it's hard to convince somebody who hasn't played to understand. So I think I go back to everything and I say, listen, I'm going to get a good draft board. I'm going to make my backyard exciting. To recap, I'm going to get a new trophy. I'm going to make, some giveaways, some incentives. Maybe most season points get some money at the end of the year. Okay, keep guys excited. You want them to come back. Win or lose, they're coming back. All right, and in the end, I think you're going to be better for it because you may even bring in a new blood transfusion of owners you never even thought would play in your league. And maybe it's all the better for it. You get rid of some of these guys that say, no, I'm out. I won't play ever again with you. That's fine. Because at the end of the day, you're going to take it to the next level and you're going to love it. Dynasty's where it's at. Johnny B, UpsideDownDrafting.com. Thanks for watching this. Any questions, hit me up on Twitter or send me an email at UpsideDownDrafting@gmail.com. I'm going surfing. And that's what you should do after you do all this because it's a lot of work. I'm telling you right now, it's a lot of work to convince these folks to make the change. But when you do, you're better for it. All right, you guys have a good day. Talk to you soon. See you on the next show. Johnny B.